Where have all the bookings gone? Is it still possible to maintain a full schedule with VIPKid, or is it oversaturated? In this video, I'm not going to make any speculations or make any promises that I can't keep. I'm only going to share with you my story and experience as it relates to bookings and give you 7 factors I believe are key to the discussion. And I'm going to tell you now, it's really all about number 7. Alright, before we jump into the topic today, do me a favor and click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I release new content to this channel. Now, bookings and VIPKid. Is it still possible? That's what we're going to discuss today, and I already know what you're thinking. Why do we need another video discussing this topic? And I'm kind of there with you. I would not bother to make this video if I didn't think I had a unique perspective to add, or at least something of value. So I really hope that you'll give me the benefit of the doubt and hang around until the very end, because that is where I plan to make my key point and my key argument for my point of view. Now, what are the statistics? Let's just hit that first, because the comment I see is that VIPKid is oversaturated. Now, let's address that head on. I got on VIPKid's website today, and this is what I found. And you can see that they're currently claiming to have over 600,000 students for 70,000 teachers. Now, if you run the math out on that, that's about 8.57 students per teacher. For the sake of argument, let's round down. That's 8 students per teacher. Is that enough students per teacher to justify hiring more teachers or continuing in this job? Well, I'm going to withhold judgment on that until the end when I make my key point, because they're closely tied together. Now, I promised you a unique perspective. What is so unique about my story that you need to watch this video? Let me tell you. Back in September of 2019, my daughter was born. At that point, I'd been working with VIPKid for right around 6 months, and I was doing pretty well. I was doing what I wanted to do, which was just a couple of classes a day. Not really much, just a few $100 extra a month. When my daughter was born, I stopped altogether. Did not teach a single class from the end of September until the middle of February 2020. As you can imagine, when I came back, all the regulars were gone. I had no student base to choose from. I was essentially starting over. And I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really give it 110% when I started over. I pulled in $116.50 in the month of February. That was it. That's not very many classes. I really think that most people, when they take to those message boards, are right where I was at the end of February. They've taught a few classes, and they're probably right on the edge of success if they'll just stick with it. Because here's what happened. At the end of March, I had made $1,486. So what was the difference? What did I change? Those are the things that I'm going to address as the 7 factors that I believe are key to being successful with VIPKid. So let's do it. Number 1, get certifications. Get them all. Let parents see how qualified you really are. If you only have level 2 and 3 from when you got hired 2 months ago, you've only been advertising yourself to the same pool of students this entire time. There are 600,000 students on this platform, and they're not all in level 2 and 3. Make sure that you're hitting all of them. It blows my mind. I see people get on Facebook groups and ask the question, should I get this certification? Should I get that? So yes, get all the certifications. Somebody is going to come in and take those classes at least once, and once might be all it takes to get that student to keep coming back. Number 2, open more time slots. For a short period of time, commit to open more slots. Don't think of it as a marathon. You're not going to do this forever, but for now, so that you get some interest and you get some students and you get some momentum, open as many slots as you can. It will be worth it at the end of the month. Number 3, stand out when you do get booked. When that student shows up in your class, be ready to teach your heart out. But don't teach generically. Very quickly, evaluate the student in front of you. Have your best rewards ready and pick the one that kid's gonna like the most. Remember, this is not just a lesson. This is an interactive commercial for you. And mom is probably right off screen watching the whole thing. And I know this for a fact. And I'll give you an example. I teach a little level 2 girl now. And the first time she ever booked me, I thought it was just me and her. And then I did something that was funny somehow, I don't remember. And all of a sudden I heard mom laughing off screen. And that's when I knew that girl would be back. And she is. She's back 2 or 3 times a week at least. She's always requesting bookings weeks in advance. Every time a student comes into your classroom, that's a chance for you to make an impact that will make that student want to come back. And you have to teach to the student, not just to the material. I'm a brick and mortar teacher and I teach grades 6 all the way through 12. And I don't teach my 6th graders the same way I teach my 12th graders. I have to adapt for the people in front of me. And we have to do the same thing on this platform. So remember, make an impression so that those students and their parents want to see you again. Number 4, communicate with the parents. Leave a message in the chat box thanking the parents for the opportunity to teach their child that day and ask for feedback there. And do the same thing in the feedback you leave for the student. Tell them how thankful you are that the student came to class and ask them to leave you feedback and tell them how great the student is. Now, you're going to say, well, what if the student's not great? We're teachers. Our job is to make the student better, and we can't do that if the student doesn't come back. This isn't your chance to get revenge on the kid by telling the parent how bad they were. You need that student to come back if you're struggling with bookings. So tell the parents the good things that the student did and get them back in your classroom and help them improve on the negatives. Be generous and be thankful. Literally, just say thank you. Number 5, communicate with the student. Send them a gym box right away, telling them how excited you are for your next class. And then, later in the day, when it becomes available, send them an invitation to book your class again. And then, right before the frenzy on Sunday night, send them an e-card, a Book Me e-card, about how excited you are to have them back in class. Don't let them forget about you and make them feel special and wanted in your classroom. Number 6, use your profile to target your students. Now, what do I mean by that? Don't be generic in your profile. Your profile video and your profile picture should not reflect the same kind of energy that mine do. My profile is designed to target a specific kind of student that I know when they come in my classroom, we'll connect and they'll come back. Your profile should do the same for you. And in my opinion, and that's all it is, the 2 most important elements here are your profile picture and your profile video. Your profile picture is going to get them to click on you. So make sure that that picture reflects a side of yourself that you want your student and your parent to see. And then, once they do get in your profile, I'm of the opinion that most people are much more willing to watch a video than they are to read anything. So make sure that your video is an awesome commercial of yourself and all that you have to offer. And make sure that it is geared towards exactly the student that you want in your classroom. If you want a high energy, crazy, silly student, have a high energy, crazy, silly video. And if you want a more relaxed, laid back student, make a video for that student. Don't just make a generic video like everyone else's. Stand out here. This is your opportunity to show a little bit of yourself. It's so important. I've actually done an entire video on this specific topic, which you can find here. If you want to see my video, just as an example of how I target the students I would like to see. Now, number 7. This is where I'm really hoping to challenge your thinking a little bit and maybe change the way that you approach this entire conversation. This is what I truly believe made the difference between February for me with $116 and March for me with just about $1,500. That biggest change was my regulars. They should be your real goal. Don't leave yet. You've stayed this long, so hear me out, because I truly think so many people fail to understand this point, and so they fail to understand the entire point of the whole VIPKid platform. Don't just try to get bookings. Work to get and keep students. If you don't understand the difference between the two things I just said, then I'm really not sure you can expect to be extremely successful here. This whole platform is not about bookings. This platform is about students and connecting with them in an extraordinary way. I managed to blow the roof off in only 1 month because I found students who connected with me and whose parents connected with me and who look for me to open time slots or ask me to open time slots, who I can depend on to come back time and time again. Students who have not just become VIPKid students, but have become Teacher Joel's students. I'm not kidding. I literally have one boy who takes 5 classes a week, 5 days in a row. And I know these students. I used to just use the same 5 or 6 generic rewards all the time, and now I probably spend 15 minutes every night looking to see who I'm going to see the next day, going through SlideKick, trying to find some rewards that I know those students will like. And by the way, if you don't know what SlideKick is, check out this video. And I do this not because I'm getting paid for it, but because I want class to be amazing for these kids. I want to have activities ready that fit their specific personalities so that they show me even more of their personalities, and then I'm even better prepared next time. And that's the critical piece that I think a lot of people aren't understanding. It's not just about getting bookings, it's about keeping students. Because if you have students, the students will book you. And I understand, some of you are saying, okay, but how am I going to get students if I don't get bookings? Yes, it's two sides of the same coin. So what do you need to do? If you're struggling to get those students into your classroom, if you're struggling to get those bookings, get all the certifications you can, open up all the time slots that you can, and then revisit your profile, because that's where your students are going to find you. And don't just make a profile that fits a student, make a profile that targets your student. What would your ideal student want to see in your profile? Make your profile that. And when that student shows up, teach your heart out. Be memorable and adapt to the student that's in front of you and be what they need. And when class is over, communicate with the parents and say thank you and say good things about their child, and communicate with the students through gifts and e-cards, and make sure that they realize that you're thankful and that they're wanted in your classroom. If you do those things and you do them successfully, bookings aren't going to be an issue for you, because you're going to have students who are looking forward to your class. So, is an 8-to-1 student ratio really a bad thing? I really think it just gives you more of a chance to stand out. If you liked today's video, please do me a favor and click that like button and drop a comment below telling me what it is you enjoyed about this video. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and hit that dislike button and tell me what I could be doing better. Also, before you go, please make sure you click subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you know when I'm releasing new content on this channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.